Hello everybody, today I'm watching the world's silliest time zones by Mapman. I'm not exactly sure how time zones would be silly. Let's check it out, let's see what this is actually supposed to mean.
Hey Mark, what time is it?
Hang on.
Because I honestly have no idea what this is supposed to be about.
Okay, let me just decode the... It's the afternoon.
Welcome to Mapmen.
We're the men.
And here's
But what time is it?
Back in the olden days, people would tell time by the sun.
What time is it?
I don't know, I've gone blind.
But then in the 18-somethings, when they invented trains, suddenly it mattered what the exact time was.
One man famously travelled from London to Bristol by train.
I guess this could be about how
different, and then he missed his
the
train.
time zones aren't like completely straight lines and they instead are just kind of messed up in some places.
And railway time. But this confusing, cluttery clock-up just made even more people miss their trains.
This is the East London suburb of Greenwich, where you don't pronounce the W or one of the E's.
And right here is the place where British Standard Time was standardised. Since 11 o'clock in the morning on the 2nd of August, 1880...
So there's actually like a line in the ground for it?
Across the British Isles. Greenwich Mean Time.
Greenwich Mean Time started a trend, and soon became a standard the world over for your local country to be a certain number of hours either behind or ahead of.
Here is a map showing all the time zones around
Okay,
the world.
so
Each
for
bar is
example,
measured as the number
Iceland is kind of
hours
messed
before
up.
or after.
The Isle of Newfoundland, for some reason, is -3.5 instead of being -3 or -4. A part of Greenland is 0 or -1, while majority is -3, even though it's in a -2 or -4 zone. Like, what? Oh god, what even is Asia? Jesus Christ.
Or UTC. But as you can see, the lines
What
are
a
not
mess.
straight.
They bend slightly around country borders, as you might expect them to, but what
Slightly?
we're interested in is how they
Look
bend
at Asia.
massively around
That's not
weird
slightly.
things, as you may well not expect.
That's an entire fucking mess.
Here's our Mapmen guide to the world's best time zone anomalies.
China.
China is one massive time zone. They've done this for unity and simplicity.
And it looks horrible. Why is
If you cross
part
the
of
border
Mongolia
from
and
Pakistan
part of
to China,
Russia just
time jumps ahead
also
by
+8?
3.5 hours.
Tea time, dinner time, tea time, dinner time. Secondly, and much more importantly, in Tibet, in winter, the sun doesn't rise until 10 a.m.
Because of this, some people in Xinjiang have adopted their own local unofficial time zone.
But the Han community who also live there refuse to recognize it. All efforts to correct this have inevitably failed.
Oh god, imagine trying to tell someone to meet at a certain time.
In Arizona, there are some areas that
That
do
would suck.
observe daylight savings, and some that don't. This means that for half the year, driving through the state means you have to keep a close eye on your watch.
She's gonna be okay. She's gonna be okay. Oh, it was too late. I
What?
couldn't save her in time. Everybody's gonna hate me because I... Oh, thank God. I'm gonna make it. I'll be a hero. She'll survive.
And it's gonna be 18 again.
Changing the hours.
Why would you even make a system like that? That's just confusing and pointless, really. Either make it across the whole state, well, better yet, across the whole country, or just leave it and don't make it at all. Why would you make it in certain parts and not in others? That just adds more unnecessary confusion.
The most curious curiosities happen at the controversial and ever-changing international dateline.
The line where Tuesday changes into Wednesday.
The Diomedes. The Diomede Islands live here in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. This one to the west belongs to Russia and is the furthest east you can go in the world. And this one to the east belongs to America and is the furthest west you can go in the world.
The international dateline splits these two islands down the middle, which means that even though they're only 2.5 miles apart, there's a whole day between them.
During
It's
the
a
Cold
different
War,
day.
A woman
Huh.
called Lynn Cox swam from one to the other across the so-called Ice Curtain, drawing congratulations on her brave statement of peace, even though all she really wanted was for it not to be Monday.
Kiribati.
She just wanted to go back in time, basically, or forward.
For many decades, Kiribati was on the right-hand side of the dateline, and they were the last people on the planet to do anything. But this caused a problem.
Every Friday morning, when the Kiribatians were eager to do business with their biggest trading partners, Australia, the Aussies were sleeping off their Saturday morning hangovers.
Not now, Messina.
So, on New Year's Day 1995, they jumped across to the left-hand side of the dateline, skipping a day ahead to join their business partners in Hangoverland.
Why are you still
Seriously?
calling me?
What's the
This meant
point?
that Saturday the 31st of December 1994 never happened.
As a consequence of Kiribati changing from one side to the other, the international dateline now looked like an Easter Island head.
And their time travel
Changing from one side to the other, the international dateline now looked
What even is this? What is this supposed to be? So they created such a mess for really no reason. I mean, this already is a bit of a mess up here with Russia and the US, but this is even worse. Like, the top here is still acceptable, but the bottom, absolutely not.
Looked like an Easter Island head.
And their time-travelling tactic triggered a trend.
Boff.
In 2011, they were joined on the new side of the dateline by the nation of Samoa.
Samoa.
Really?
No, I don't know.
That's what we love about the lines on this map. They don't show distance from Greenwich, semicolon. They show a
For
rich...
example, what is Morocco doing? Well, some of these countries here, like Senegal, Guinea, you know, all those other ones. Just why? If you're in a... Oh, actually, the Canary Islands... Wait, no, hold on. The Canary Islands are part of Spain. Spain is in the +1 zone, but the Canary Islands, which belong to Spain, are in the 0 zone, even though they should be in the -1 zone. That just makes absolutely no sense. If anything, at least make it so that they're in the +1 zone like the rest of Spain. If you're already changing it from what it should be, who made these borders? Or what is this part of Russia here? Why is this little bit in +4 while this is +5 even though it should be the +4? Who did this? And why is this part of Russia +3 when it should be +6? And Kazakhstan is +6, though part of it is also +5. And this part of Russia is +6. And this is +5. This is stupid.
Of culture and allegiances.
The surprisingly sinuous zigs and zags of the world's time zones demonstrate that it is not time that controls us humans, but rather us humans who control time. Where us humans who control time. Where us humans who control time. Where us humans who control time.
Paste.
Okay, no, that's in the video. I thought it was lagging or something. Yeah, you know, honestly, the time zones are just... It's a mess. It's incredibly confusing, and some of these things don't make sense. Like, for example, Namibia. The entire country, like 99% of the country is in the +1 zone, while the tiny bit here is in the +2, and for some reason the entire country is in +2. How does that make any sense? It makes no sense. The majority of Europe is the way it should be. I mean, Belarus is completely wrong. Libya is also a majority just in the +1, but they're +2. And obviously France and Spain should be 0 instead of +1. Same with Belgium and the Netherlands. But other than that, Europe is mostly fine. Iran is +3.5 for some reason. I'm guessing it's because, well, their country is split almost 50-50 between the +3 and +4, so 3.5. That's actually good. That works, although that adds another layer of difficulty and confusion, because now you have to add half an hour. The entirety of Greenland being put into -3 instead of splitting it into -2, -3, and -4 makes sense, considering Greenland is mostly just empty. And I think the majority of the population lives in this part, which is the -3, so the whole country is just -3. Although, well, no, Greenland's not a country. It belongs to Denmark. They just couldn't have kept it in straight lines. Obviously, that presents another problem, because you can't really just split a country into 2 or 3 parts because of time zones. That would be stupid. Unless you're as big as Russia, China, or the United States. Although, no, China is just one time zone, so never mind. But the US and Russia splitting into different ones makes perfect sense. Although, for some reason, Russia has a messed up system, while the US is actually done perfectly. You have the 5, the 6, and the 7. Well, -5, -6, -7. While Russia is just... It seems completely random, to be honest. But yeah, anyway, like, subscribe, comment. Link to my Discord server is down in the description below, so check that out if you want. And I will see you in the next video.